Hello and welcome back to another episode of Naomi's Scrappy DIY Retreat. I hope that you will look in the description below, grab some of the materials needed, and craft these wreaths along with me. The first wreath, there's actually not much for me to tell. It is a Dollar Tree wreath form, and I ended up adding some bells and just some different things. This kind of evolved as I went along. I did use two things of Dollar Tree ribbon. You will see two different kinds on this wreath form. I hot glued it down and just wrapped and wrapped and wrapped. I was hoping that one would actually make it all the way around, but it didn't. So what I had to do was, for the bottom part where the bow is, use a different kind of wreath, a bow. But it actually turned out well because the material you see at the bottom portion is the material I used in the bow, so it made it kind of look like it went along with it. So I really enjoyed this, and I hope that you did this along with me. I just made a bow, just not even with loops, just did ends, and then cut dovetails in them, glued a bell in the middle, and then glued bells and snowflakes hanging from the bottom of it. And again, it was actually pretty simple to make, and I just think it has a cute finish. So what do you think? Do you like it? If you have any questions about this, please let me know. This is probably my quickest video just because of trying to get, I didn't take as many pictures as what I needed to, only because there wasn't really a lot of pictures to take because it really was a lot of wrapping. So, and that's it. Again, if you have any questions, just let me know, and on we go to the next wreath. Now, the next wreath did take a little bit of time, but it did not take a lot of hot gluing. I only hot glued a little bit of it. So just so that you can see, here is the wreath number 2 that we are going to be making. I just used, again, one of these wreath forms, and I think I got it at Goodwill or something like that. So, and then I had, I believe it was 6 of the Dollar Tree picks. Yes, I think it was 6 of the Dollar Tree berry picks. And I have 2 different kinds, and you really can't tell. And even once it's on the wreath, I kind of tried to blend them in. One of them has more sparkle than the other. But all I did was I took each of these picks and I just cut them all apart. Like I just kept cutting. So I disassembled the larger portions from the pick, and you'll see in just a second, I hope, if I added the right, yes. So I just took off the larger pieces off of each stem, and then I also then separated, when you look at the stem, there's like pieces sticking off of each stem. So I also cut those off as well. See here, there's some just extra pieces. So when I was done, I had longer pieces and then I had some shorter pieces, which is really good because you're going to be left with a big pile of material. And again, this only does a half of a wreath. So if you want to do a full wreath, you're going to need probably at least 12, 13, maybe, of the pick forms. That's what you're going to need. So it is a lot of material, but it is really cute. And if this is what you want for the end, sorry, that one is ahead of its time. I just shoved everything inside, and on the very ends, I shoved some more. I don't have a lot of pictures, so that's probably why these pictures are in here. Then I just took some of the gold material from Dollar Tree, hot glued it to the back, and then I also tied it with um, some of the green flower wire just so that it would hold. I also tied some of the green flower wire to the back as a hanger. And like I said, I didn't really do a lot of hot gluing. Most of these sticks are just stuck in there, and then on the very edges, or where I thought I needed it, that is where you're going to see hot glue. And like I said, here is where I hot glued it. I had hot glued and also floor wired the joy that I use inside. So these pictures are just showing you. Um, I used the floor wire just because I think it gives it more stability, and you can put this outside This is something you could use anywhere on a door, and so I just wanted it to be stable for the opening and closing of a door if that's what it's going to be used as. So here's the total back of what it looks like. And then here is kind of what some more of the edge of it looks like, just so that you can see. Nope, this is the front of it. So this is before I took the larger picture. And I debated on where to put this joy, whether it was on the front or the back, but I really liked it on the back because I thought that it sitting on the front really distracted from the berries. So I really like this. Tell me what you think about this. I think this is a super cute wreath, and I debated whether I should have it on its side. I debated on yeah, originally I was going to have the berries hanging down, but and then I had them at the side, but I really like how this looks. It kind of reminds me of like a troll with its hair off to the side. I know, sorry, super silly, but it just I really like this. So I'm just showing you that I have, if you look closely, you'll see that some of the berries are plainer, some have more of a sparkle to them, and that's what I was kind of talking about. So the fourth or the third wreath that we're getting ready to do is this just super cute little primitive wreath. And the materials that I bought were, these are the materials I bought from the Dollar Tree. So it was the ribbon, it was the two pip berries, and then this wreath form. Actually, I think this one was from the Dollar Tree, but I sometimes get them from Dollar General, so I couldn't remember. This one I did get from Dollar General, so that's why he's off to the side. But this one was super easy. All I did was I started wrapping the wreath form with the pit berries, and I intertwined them around. That way they could just go around each other at the same time, because I wanted the red and the white berries to be together as they were encompassing the wreath. And then this is just the little ornament that I used. I think it is a super cute ornament. And I don't think I did anything more to it besides just using it as the ornament. But then all I did was I hung it from the middle of the wreath form, and I tied a knot at the bottom and a knot at the top. That way it wouldn't swing all over the place. And you could kind of suspend this, and that ornament's just going to stay still as it is. And then I just made a simple little bow, and I hot glued everything. And again, I tied it to the back of the wreath form. And again, this is just a very sweet, very cute, very simple little wreath form to make. It'd make a really cute gift for somebody who enjoys country or primitive. And again, it was very simple to make. So all I did for the bow was I just made a little simple bow. I twisted I just twisted the ends, and then it's just jute that is at the center of that bow. So I don't really have anything else to say. If you have any questions, let me know before. And I hope that you have been enjoying this video and will give it a thumbs up. If you aren't a subscriber yet, I hope you subscribed. And for those of you who are subscribers, I appreciate you joining me back for this little crafting adventure and hope that you've crafted along with me. So now on to our fourth Christmas wreath. I love this one. He is so stinking cute. So again, these are, I think I got the wreath from, I can't remember if it was Walmart or again if it was from Goodwill. That might be a Walmart sticker. And then originally I was going to use two owls, and I only ended up using one. So I just used um, the fall welcome Dollar Tree sign that you see. But I took one of those little plush mop ends, and I just cut it and I stuck it on there. And then I'm just showing you how I did the hanger on the back. Again, I just used some floral wire and wrapped it around it and just made a little loop. And then underneath of where I put that pad and the owl, all of that is super glued in. I put some little Dollar Tree picks on there, and I just painted here and there on it to give it like a little snowy, more of a snowy effect on it. And I don't really have much more to say on this. Again, this one was pretty easy, and if you look at the pictures, are kind of self-explanatory. I used this welcome metal sign out of the fall picks. I love them. I love both of them, and it's funny because I really didn't use many of either of them in any of my crafting for fall or Christmas this year. So right now this picture, which unfortunately it's not very good and I apologize, just shows that I used again more floral wire to just attach that welcome so that it's not going to come off. And I apologize, these pictures are all over the place, but these are just the little Dollar Tree ties. I cut them down and I added some berries. And again, I added some chalk paint just to give it some more of a snowy effect. So this really is kind of it for now. And I hope that you enjoyed this. Let me know what you think. Again, I just think he is so stinking cute. I just love him. So I hope that you enjoyed this too. I tried to do the two owls on it, but it just didn't look right. I wanted them to be companions on it, but not only did it not look right, but I couldn't get them both to sit on the wreath form um, well. So if you have done a wreath and you've used two owls, I would love to see or love to hear how you did that. Or if you think I could have done something differently to this, I would appreciate you letting me know that as well. So our fifth and final wreath is again, I love to use those little mop pads, and so we're using some mop pads, some trees, some another wreath form from the Dollar Tree, and just some of the greenery garland, I guess is what they call it, from the Dollar Tree as well. And I'm just showing you here in the next clip. I wound the first end around the wreath form, and that was it. So all I did then was I just took it and I just kept wrapping and wrapping and wrapping and wrapping. And I think I used a whole, that may be like three. Unfortunately, I'm so sorry. I forgot. I think that's three of those garlands. And I just wrapped it really tight. And then on the bottom part, I just added that, the mop fluff. The mop fluff. That's all I can think of calling it. But it made such a, I mean, it made a huge mess. It was all over me, all over the table, all over the floor, all over the wreath. So I just wrapped it on the bottom part of it just so that you could it looked like a snowy base. And then I wrapped it, I think that's like a pad and a half. And I just wrapped it around and it actually scrunched around and I was able to get it so that the back is a finished look as well. So I always try to do a finished look where I can, and unfortunately I just realized that my next picture is sideways. So no, it's not. Well, that's funny because it looks sideways going forward. And then I just added some little trees, and all I did was I hot glued them in. I wanted to add some more, but it's funny because I thought I had extra of these trees and I didn't. So when I hot glued them on the base, and I hot glued them and then I just added a little bit of snow and kind of wrapped the fur, the fluff around the base just to make it look a little bit better. So because I didn't have enough trees, I kind of didn't center it the way I wanted it to. So I just added this "Oh Holy Night" sign, and I believe that was from the Dollar General. You can make this however you want. You can add something else on there. You can add a little snow. I was going to put a little truck on it, but then I ended up not doing that. So all I did was then I added a little bow at the top, and I just went around the whole wreath and just again just dry brush some of the white chalk paint on it, just here and there all the way around. That way the whole thing would look like it had been covered a little bit with snow. And then once I did that, I wanted to make sure all the edges were done, and so here's just a picture of an overview of what it looked like. And I was going to add like some stars or something from it, but I ended up not doing that. So tell me what you think. Do you think I should have added something else? I mean, I feel like it's done, it's complete, but maybe I should have added, I don't know, something else. So anyhow, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. And again, thank you so much for joining me for this another scrappy adventure. And I hope that you made it to the end and at least crafted one or two of these wreaths along with me. I know we are running late, but I am running late again. I made these weeks ago and I have not posted anything. So if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for joining me. If you are new, please hit the subscribe button, give this a like and a thumbs up, share it with other people so that they can hopefully join us in the next scrapping adventure. Otherwise, God bless and be safe.